Maybe you can sit because there's a few songs for the Kedusha. Yes, please, Rebecca. We are on page 141. On page 142, Les dor vador, from generation to generation will make known your greatness. And this is exactly what Liberal Judaism is about, from generation to generation. We worship God and we bring the values of Liberal Judaism to the world. inspired our ancestors to hallow this day for your service, when upon its coming we pause to contemplate our life, we learn anew that we do not live by bread alone, but also by the spiritual nourishment we receive when we open ourselves to your influence. We thank you for the Sabbath day and for the opportunity it offers to enhance the quality of our lives. We thank you for its joy and for its peace. May our worship help us to take into our hearts its message of holiness and consecrate all our days by devotion to what is true, beautiful, and good. How do you follow this? Huh? Thank you. We're on page 143. Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, eternal one, let the holiness of your Sabbath enter our hearts. And may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of the Sabbath. We give thanks that you, Eternal One, are our God as you were the God of our ancestors. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. We praise you, O God, source of goodness, to whom our thanks are due. As a loving parent, bless us with the light of your presence, for by the light of your presence, eternal God, you have revealed to us the law of life, a love of kindness and righteousness, blessing and mercy, life and peace. For it is good in your sight that your people Israel and all peoples be blessed at all times with your gift of peace. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. So today is Shabbat Lech Lecha, which is the third Torah portion of the book of Genesis, and instead of a silent moment, we've decided to bring a music that was written by Debbie Friedman, Lechilach, which is the feminine form of Lech Lecha, Lechilach, to a land that I will show you, which is a song that Debbie Friedman wrote about this particular, I can't find my words now, anyway, this particular Torah portion, and of course there will be Lech Lecha, so the choir and Rebecca will lead us into Lechilach.
You do not know.
journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. Lechi lach, lechi lach, and Hashem shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechi lach, to a land that God will show you. Lesimchat chayim, lesimchat chayim, lesimchat chayim, lechi lach. Blessing, you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechi lach. Page 146. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, God, my rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom imromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Say shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom,
Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu
ve'al kol Adam. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, the choir, for this music today. So, KLS is a very musical community indeed, and you had a chance to see one of the few things we're doing on musical level. So, it's brilliant to have you with us today. So, Torah service, I will need Beitenu to come up when I call you, because I don't know how to deal with the Torah scroll. So you need to help me. So I will ask you to come to the bima, to open the ark, to take the scroll out. So maybe I will ask an adult, because I don't want to have a. It's what's the word? A hazard? No, it's a risk hazard if one of the children gets the scroll, and I will need your help. Oh no, you know, Rebecca, you know how to do it. So no, I'll be sorry. Always confusing. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Today we forgive people. Huh? So page 481. 481. Please stand. Yes, come. Teach us a prayer. So, open the ark. Give me the one. So remember, we never turn our back to the ark. So we close the ark first. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. גדלו לאדוני איתי ונרוממה שמו יחדיו. So I'm just going to speak a bit before I will close. Thank you. Please be seated. So, Lech Lecha, we talked yesterday evening about the first few verses of the parasha Lech Lecha. We talked about this call from God to Abraham. It's not Abraham yet. Lech lecha me'artzecha mimoladetecha le'aretz asher areka. Go for yourself, leave your home, leave the place where you were born to the land that I will show you. And this call is actually the beginning of the Jewish story, because until now we had all these big stories about humankind, the flood, the first murder, the first, I don't know if it's a sin, but the fruit in the garden, the first time they said no to God, which is important to say no to authorities. So don't quote me to your parents next time you have an argument with them. And I've chosen today this for me, another important passage, which is a moment when Abraham and Lot disagreed, and how they disagree. So this is what the text says. From Egypt, Abraham, so remember Avram, an exalted father, becomes Avraham, the father of a multitude, after the circumcision, chapter 17, which marks the covenant, the beginning of the covenant between God and the people. So Abraham went up into the Negev with his wife and all that he possessed, together with Lot. So Lot, if you remember, Lot was the son of Abraham's brother Haran. So Lot is, I have always issue with family connection. Nephew, thank you, yes, yeah. I've talked a lot to my counselor about it, but it's another issue. So Lot, Yeah, I said that already. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, Lot is Abram's nephew. Now, Abram was very rich in cattle, silver, and gold, and he proceeded by stages from the Negev, which is in the south of the land of Israel, as far as Bethel, which is in the north, to the place where his tent had been formerly between Bethel and Ai, the site of the altar that he had built there at first. And there Abram invoked the Eternal by name. Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents. So, and that's a very important verse in Torah. So, Velo nasa otam haaretz lashevet yardav, ki hayach yerusham rav, velo yochlu lashevet yardav, because the earth couldn't bear them, carry them, support them staying together, for their possessions were so great that they couldn't remain together. So this was a time where people knew exactly what the earth could withstand or sustain, and in order to be able to live together or not together. So how far we've gone, we don't know anymore. We've got this day when the renewal of the earth, it's World's Day. I can't remember how it's called now. The day of a year when the earth renews itself. So it used to be Earth's Day. Sorry? No. It's not in the Bible. It's the day. Anyway, so this day is getting shorter and shorter. I mean by that it used to be in December and now it's July. So the day when the resources of the resources of the earth renew themselves, and we are using the earth too much. The earth resources too much, and this wisdom, they couldn't stay together. And they just decided to find a compromise. Of course, before the compromise, there were quarreling between the herdsmen of Abram's cattle and those of Lot's cattle. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were then dwelling in the land. Abram said to Lot, "Let there be no strife between you and me, between my herdsmen and yours, for we are brothers." The text Hebrew says, "Ki achim anachnu," we are brothers. We are not brothers because one is with the uncle, etc. But there's this notion that all human beings are somehow connected by a sense of brotherhood, therefore responsibility in the land. "Is not the whole land before you? Let us separate. If you go north, I will go south, and if you go south, I will go north." Lot looked about him and saw how well watered was the whole plain of the Jordan, all of it, and this was before the Eternal had destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, which happens later, all the way to Zoar, like the garden of the Eternal, which is the Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, like the land of Egypt. So Lot chose for himself the whole plain of the Jordan, and Lot journeyed eastward. Thus they parted from each other. Abram remained in the land of Canaan, while Lot settled in the cities of the plain, pitching his tents near Sodom. Now the inhabitants of Sodom were very wicked sinners against the Eternal. This is just the opening to the next part of the story, which it's not in this weekly parsha. So, תעמוד לקרוא בתורה שושנה בת דניאל.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamevarach.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch Adonai Hamevarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Okay, where is it now? So that's before. Sorry, hold on a second, because I found it yesterday, but I can't find it today. ויעל אברהם ממצרים הוא ואשתו. Where is it? Where are you? Okay, so it's probably here. So it's chapters 13, verses 1 to 12. Okay, so it's here. Amen. ויעל אברהם ממצרים הוא ואשתו וכל אשר לו ולוט עמו הנגבה ואברהם כבד מאוד במקנה בכסף ובזהב וילך למעשיו מנגב ועד בית אל עד המקום אשר היה שם אוהלו בתחילה בין בית אל ובין העי אל המקום המזבח אשר עשה שם בראשונה ויקרא שם אברהם בבית אדוני וגם ללוט ההולך את אברהם היה צאן ובקר ואוהלים ולא נישא אותם הארץ לשבת ירדיו כי היה רכושם רב ולא ילכו לשבת ירדיו ויריב בין רועה מקנה אברהם ובין רועה מקנה לוט והכנעני והפריזי אז יושב בארץ ויאמר אברהם אל לוט אל נא תהי מריבה ביני וביניך ובין רועי ובין רועך כי אנשים אחים אנחנו הלא כל הארץ לפניך היפרד נא מאלי עם השמאל והמינה ועם הימין והשמאלה ויסלוט את עיניו וירא את כל כיכר ירדן כי כולה משקה לפני שחט אדוני את סדום ואת עמורה כגן אדוני כארץ מצרים באוחם צוהר ויבחר לו לוט את כל כיכר הירדן וייסע לוט מקדם ויפרדו איש מעל אחיו doesn't really help. ואברהם ישב בארץ כנען ולוט ישב בערי הכיכר ויהל עד סדום ואנשי סדום רעים וחטאים לאדוני מאוד.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet excuse me v'hayim olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
אמן. מי שברך אמותינו שרה רבקה ורחל ולאה, הוא יברך את שושנה בת דניאל שעלתה לכבוד המקום ולכבוד השבת. הקדוש ברוך הוא יברך אותה ואת כל משפחתה וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיה עם כל ישראל, אחיה ואחיותיה, ונאמר אמן. May everyone who blessed our ancestors Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel and Leah bless Caroline, our head teacher, who has come up to the Torah in honor of God and honor of the Shabbat. May the Holy One ever to be praised bless her and her family and prosper her in all that she undertakes, together with all her sisters and brothers of the house of Israel. And let us say, Amen. So we are now on page 483. Please stand. Are you happy to do the Akbar? Please be seated. So now it's time for the Haftarah. So for today, I took a bit of liberty. Instead of reading from the prophets, I've chosen a passage from the Talmud because it fits very well with what I'm going to tell you later. So that's the liberty we're having there.
Blessed are you, eternal our God, sovereign of the universe. You sanctify us by your commandments and enjoin us to read from the holy writings. And this is the Haftorah. Rabbi Abba said that Shmuel said, for 3 years the house of Shammai and the house of Hillel disagreed. These said, the law is in accordance with our opinion, and these said, the law is in accordance with our opinion. Ultimately, a divine voice emerged and proclaimed, both of these are the words of the living God. However, the law is in accordance with the opinion of the house of Hillel. But the Talmud asks, since both of these and these are the word of the living God, where was the house of Hillel privileged to have the law established in accordance with their opinion? The reason is that they were agreeable and forbearing, showing restraint when affronted, and when they taught the law, they would teach both their own statements and the statements of the house of Shammai. Moreover, when they formulated their teachings and cited a dispute, they taught first the statements of the house of Shammai before their own statements, in deference to their opponents. And now the blessing after the Haftarah. Al HaTorah, Ve'al Kol Kitvei Kodesh, Ve'al Hanvi'im, Ve'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh, Shenatata Lanu Adonai Eloheinu, Likdusha Ulmenucha, Lekavod Ulatitfa Eret. Al HaKol Adonai Eloheinu, Anachnu Modim Lach, Umavarachim Otach, Yitbarach Shimcha, Befi Kol Chai, Tamid Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai, Makadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Thank you. So we're on page 484. Please stand. Eternal God, whose dominion embraces the universe, we ask your blessing for our sovereign King Charles and all the royal family, for those who govern our country and all who influence the quality of its national life. Make them conscious of their responsibility and teach them to exercise it in accordance with your will. May we all help to fashion in this country a society that excels in freedom and justice, tolerance and compassion, so that it may be a force for righteousness and peace in the life of humanity. Eternal God, as you blessed our ancestors in generations past, bless now this congregation, our movement, Liberal Judaism, all its leaders and all its members, and all who enter our synagogues to meet, to study, and to pray. Comfort the sorrowing hearts among us, and heal those in anxiety or pain. May we all find here community and friendship, renewal of purpose and hope, a deeper understanding of our heritage, and a sense of your abiding presence. Bless all the congregations of the House of Israel throughout the world. Let those who live under oppressive rule soon be freed, and may we all unite to witness to your truth and do your will. Eternal God, our rock and redeemer, grant blessing to the state of Israel, created to fulfill an age-old dream and to be a haven for the oppressed. Inspire its leaders, especially now, and citizens, with faithfulness to the aims of its founders, to develop the land for the benefit of all its inhabitants, and to implement the prophetic ideals of liberty and justice. May they live in harmony with one another and in peace with their neighbors, and cause to come true once more the ancient vision that out of Zion shall go forth Torah and the word of God from Jerusalem. Yehallelu et Shem Adonai ki nisgav shemo levado. Shamayim vayarem kerem. Kinderlech, please come here. On page 489. Yes, please come. Don't be shy. I don't bite. Oh. Can you open the... Yeah, open. Behold, a good doctrine has been given you. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast. And all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Please be seated. Thank you. Shabbat shalom. I guess, like many of you, I've watched with dismay the results of the latest Israeli elections. For the past 20 years or so, Israel has been leaning more and more towards the right of the political spectrum, leaving the left in tatters and the center unable to gather enough ground. But this time, a threshold has been crossed. The new government includes now a party called Otzma Yehudit, which means Jewish power, led by the Jewish supremacist politician Itamar Ben-Gvir, a man convicted in 2007 of supporting terror organization and inciting racism. A party with people known for their racist, misogynistic, ultra-religious, anti-Arab, anti-LGBT rhetoric. His political partner, Bezalel Smotrich, leader of a religious Zionist party, has made over and over racist remarks against the Arabs and organized an anti-gay parade in Jerusalem. This trend of right-wing illiberal ideologization of the public discourse is not unique to Israel, of course. It appears in other countries as well, like France, with 89 MPs from the far-right Rassemblement National, the US, the UK, Germany. The liberal West in which most of us grew up is rapidly changing and is becoming something else. I would have never imagined in my 30s, not so long ago, I mean some time ago already, but I would have never imagined that a party I fought so hard at that time called the Front National and now rebranded as Rassemblement National National Rally, would send 89 MPs to a French parliament. So when things are going well, people allow themselves to be liberal. But when storms are coming, they turn to authoritarian politicians who offer easy solutions to complex problems. Too many migrants. Make them criminal and send them to Rwanda. I don't like your opinion. You are cancelled. I want a piece of your country. I'm sending my tanks to take it. We know very well that for our Western democracies to function, we must agree on some basic values and some basic models of behaviors. You know very well the words attributed to Winston Churchill: democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others that have been tried. Of course, our world is not perfect because it's inhabited by human beings, creatures driven by their emotions not always properly recognized. I mean, families are dysfunctional, so how do we expect our societies to be different? And yet, there is a way to deal with conflicting views that may allow people to reach a kind of win-win situation. In our Torah portion, we meet Abraham at the beginning of his journey. The Torah says, Lech lecha, go forth, go for yourself, go towards you, to the land that I will show you. And it is indeed the beginning of a Jewish journey. A family is now tasked with presenting the rest of humankind with a model of proper behavior. That mission was tested when Abraham and Lot arrived in the land of Canaan, as I read it earlier in the Torah portion. Abraham and Lot were arguing about who would own the land because, says the Torah, the land cannot hold them both. And this is a reminder of what's happening today and what's about to come. And eventually they reach a compromise. Abraham let Lot choose which land he wanted. If you go north, I will go south, and if you go south, I will go north. And Lot, of course, chose the fertile Jordan Valley near the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, and Abraham remained in the land of Canaan. Abraham, I'm calling Abraham, technically is still Abram, but I found it quite difficult to pronounce. So Abraham let Lot decide and was ready for a compromise because for him the most important was to find a solution. We cannot always have it our way. Sometimes we need to find a compromise, to let something go in order to achieve peace. But that's not the way of the world. I cannot imagine a situation in Israel where the right-wing coalition led by Netanyahu, with his far-right partners, would seek to compromise with the centrists at the Knesset. I've been watching the debates in the French Parliament that has now all these MPs who used to be on the fringes, and I don't know if you've seen it recently. One of the left MP who is black, African, no, not African, he's black. He was born in France, and one of the far-right MPs said, shouted in the parliament, "Go back to Africa." Yeah, this happened. So he has a 15 days suspension. There are still some good people there. They are not seeking compromise. They want to change the nature of government. And the chapter that follows the agreement between Lot and Abraham describes the first ever war recorded in Torah. A coalition of 4 kings staged a rebellion against a coalition of 5 kings. In the midst of the war, one group of kings invaded Sodom and Gomorrah, stealing all their food and taking Lot hostage. Abraham got an army together and pursued their enemy as far away as Damascus, which is far away from where he was living. He rescued Lot and brought him back home. Sometimes we have to roll up our sleeves and get ready for a fight for what is just. Centuries later, the sages of Israel would say, Kol Israel arevim zeh lezeh, and that's something very important for us. All Israel is responsible for one another. We don't need to like each other. We just have to care about each other to ensure that all of us find a place. I'd like to finish with a story that comes from the Midrash. A group of people were traveling on a boat. One of them took a drill and began to drill a hole beneath himself, just beneath himself. His companion said to him, "Why are you doing this?" The man replied, "What concern is it of yours? I'm drilling just under my own place." Yes, huh? They said to him, "But you will flood the boat for us all." Many today are drilling holes under their own place, oblivious of the fact that we are all in the same boat. And I truly believe that the purpose, the sacred purpose of a movement like Liberal Judaism is to remind these hole drillers that in the end, the whole boat can float or sink. Can you answer? Right. So we're very lucky to have Karen. So sorry, I'm kind of off-track rabbi, so I don't tell people what to do before the service. I just come like an inspiration from heaven. So I just wanted to greet you, Karen. So if you wanted to say and come a few words on behalf of Bono, you can, or you don't have to, because I'm a very bad rabbi in that respect. So Karen Newman is a member of the Board of National Officers, and we are very, very pleased to have her today with us. So I don't know if you wanted to... Thank you, and my apologies for being so off track all the time. But you know me, remember at the LGS, huh?
Thank you so much, René. I don't want to keep you from Kiddush. It's always a big mistake to do that in my experience. So I just want to say Shabbat Shalom. I want to say how special it is for me to be here with you, not just because, of course, I know and miss Rabbi René, but it's wonderful to hear your music and be a part of the magnificent community that you are here. I've so enjoyed this morning, and I felt it a real privilege to be here with you and to worship with you. So thank you for having me. Just to say, if any of you were wondering what happened to the Liberal Judaism bicycle tour, we were weathered off, but we are hoping to bring that back and to do that and maybe make it a synagogue crawl. So you might need to be a bit fitter to be biking from synagogue to synagogue, but we are hoping to do something like that in the new year, and that'll be great. So just to say again, Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for having me. It's been a wonderful morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen, for coming. Can we use an e-bike? It's okay. Yeah, I've got an e-bike, you know, slowly. So thank you for being here today and representing Liberal Judaism. So we were talking about music at Careless. We have composers, and Rebecca composed a piece for this wonderful passage on page 213. And then, I mean, you know it, of course, because we've been using it for a while. And then all that is divided us will merge. Compassion will be wedded to power, and then softness will come to a world that is harsh and kind, and then men and women will be gentle, and then both women and men will be strong, and then no person will be subject to another's will, and then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the need of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And when all we cherish as creatures, and then all we live in harmony with each other and the earth, and then everywhere we will call Eden once again. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. So it's time now to say together the Kaddish. And sadly, we had two deaths in the community this week. Dominique's mother passed away on Wednesday in Belgium. And Jamie Zadeh passed away on Wednesday evening as well in London. It's also the yahrzeit of Yitzhak Rabin, who was killed 27 years ago in Tel Aviv. And on the Shabbat, we remember Dorothy Nyman, the grandmother of Rebecca Singerman-Knight and mother-in-law of David Singerman-Knight. We remember May Noad, the mother of Elsa Acton-Bond. And also very sad, remember Toria Zadeh, the mother of Jami. So they died on the same day. Do you have any other name you would like to remember before we say the Kaddish?
My friend Albert Gift.
Sorry?
My friend Albert Gift.
Your friend Albert Gift.
Klaus Wedell.
Your uncle Klaus Wedell, yes?
My late wife, Jacqueline.
Your late wife, Jacqueline, yeah. Zichronam livracha, may their memory be a blessing. And we stay together on page 524. Please stand. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'vizman kariv emru amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברר וישתבר ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתעלה ויתעלה ויתעלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ביחתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם ואמרו amen. Please be seated. So before the final song, yes, okay. Thank you. So next Shabbat is the safeguarding. No, it's not next Shabbat. Yes. It's next Shabbat, huh?
Next Shabbat, if you want me to...
Yeah, so next Shabbat, if you want to say a few words, please, yes. So we have a whole Shabbat for...
Next Shabbat is Safeguarding Shabbat, which is a chance for us to look at what safeguarding means for us as a community and try and move our thinking on that safeguarding. People confuse safeguarding and child protection and protection of adults, and that is part of a wider meaning of safeguarding, of how we keep all of our communities safe, we care, support and look after each other. And so there will be, I'm going to talk at the Shabbat at Home at Sandra and Howard's, and then in the service on Saturday I'm going to come Beitenu and come and do some work with you, I think. And then the following Shabbat, which is why René is getting confused, is I'm offering an introduction to safeguarding, some training for at 9:30 for parents and anybody else who wants to come and join. And then after the service, aimed mainly at the Beitenu staff, but if other people want to come, again, you're welcome. That is just an introduction to safeguarding, and we'll focus on children, safeguarding children, because that's my expertise. But we will try and refer to you. It's about thinking about how we look after and support and care and keep each other safe.
Thank you, Sarah. It's very important. I'm just checking my... I would have never imagined before COVID to use my phone like this on the beamer. Huh? I just deleted it. Okay, so it's all in the newsletter. Gosh.
It's in your bin.
It's in my bin, yeah. Okay, fine.
Adon Olam.
Yeah.
Adon Olam.
Hashem Allah, בטרם כל יציר נברא אדון עולם, ועת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם, השם עליו, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא.
Slightly.
ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא אדון עולם, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם, אדון עולם.
השם עליו,
בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא חפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, והוא אחד ואין שני, לעם שילה לאבירה אדון עולם, והוא ישית ולהתעבית, ולא העוז והמסחר אדון עולם, השם עליו, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, והוא אחי וחי גורלי, וצור חבי בצרה אדון עולם, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא לעולם, אדון עולם, השם עליו, בטרם כל, יציא נבחר לתנסה, בחפץ הכל, אזור מלך שמו נקרא,
A little bit.
ומעלו אחיד רוחי, בתשם ועלייה לעולם, ועם רוחי גבייתי, אדוני לי ולא ירא, אדון עולם, אדון עולם, בטרם כל, יצא נברא, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. Can I ask all the children to come up to a bima, please? You've been very quiet, nobody fell asleep, and there was no misbehavior, so I need someone tall on the other side. You're tall? Does anyone have a birthday or a significant birthday? Last one for this month. Anyone? No? Okay. ישימך אלוהים, ישימך אלוהים, ישימך אלוהים, כאפרים מנשה. ישימך אלוהים, ישימך אלוהים, ישימך אלוהים, כשרה רבקה רחל ולאה. יברך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. And Shabbat shalom to you who came online today. Thank you for coming. I'm going to do the kiddush in the other room. Thank you, choir. Thank you, Rebecca.